Welcome everybody. Welcome everybody at home. This is one of our first congregational meetings that are in addition to our annual one. We felt that we wanted to have an in-person update on all the changes that have been happening here at TBI. Nina and I welcome everybody, and we have different people presenting. And thank you for being here. I'd like to ask Rabbi Lobel to step forward to do an opening prayer.
Since we invited the viewer for a change, you should do the inviting. You know, why not? I'm on the wrong side. That's better. Okay. We pray. God, our guardian and our guide, we enter your presence this evening in the spirit of sacred partnership. We ask that you bless all of us who are in attendance in this sanctuary or viewing on our live stream with wisdom, patience, compassion, and perseverance as we work together for the continued uplift of our congregation. May this congregational meeting be an opportunity for us to grow and learn as a community. Support of the synagogue is holy work. Recognizing this sacred privilege, let us always speak respectfully to each other and strive to keep our minds open to new ideas and differing opinions. May we use our words carefully, remembering our obligation to keep far from lashon hara, gossip and malicious speech. May we have the humility to ask questions instead of reaching for assumptions. Let us not make idols of the past as we march together towards a new future. Finally, O God, bless us with resiliency as you have in the past. This synagogue has confronted many difficult moments, many challenging times, and we are still here, praying, learning, engaging in acts of tikkun olam together. Let us always recognize the strength, the commitment of our congregational family. God, give us the continued courage and fortitude to overcome adversity, allowing us to push forward together to create the synagogue of our dreams. As together we say, Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Rabbi. At this time, I'd like to ask Robin Lesser, our Vice President of Religious School, to come forward and give you a religious school update.
Good evening. We've had a lot of changes since we've started back with religious school. The Jewish Press did a wonderful article last time about how we now have a joint religious school with Congregation Beth Shalom. That's allowed us to increase our numbers to 57 students was the count we got the other night. The high school students have been in person. We're slowly moving to in person for next semester. We are in the process of interviewing new directors. That would be a joint position between the two synagogues. We have a job description for that. It's gone out. We've had 2 great interviews that we are bringing back for a second round to meet more than just myself and the VP of Religious School at Beth Shalom. And we've also been working with the director from Beth Shalom that has just resigned, or has slowly faded out, and Rabbi Daniel Uppin from Beth Shalom has taken over as the interim director. We discuss everything openly, and they've been great to work with, and I think it's nice that we've been able to increase our numbers. And we've changed the way we're doing Hebrew. We have tutoring available now. It's changed. I think we're able to reach out outside of the normal religious school day so people can have more enrichment as well. I don't know if, Heather, do you have anything else to add, or? Okay. Anyone have any questions, or? All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin. And Robin has really worked hard on this collaboration. Rabbi and I and Robin and several people from Beth Shalom have met on Zoom numerous times, And it's going really, really well. Everybody's really enthused and energized about this collaboration, and we're just really excited about it. At this time, I would like to ask Tony Rindy to step forward and update us on our Cantorial Search. Tony and Ray are co-chairing our Cantorial Search Committee.
Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much. I've been asked to co-chair with Ray Sepko, and we're working very, very hard to diligently replace our present Cantor. We're looking for a warm, pleasant personality that's going to bring us a lot of pleasure in every respect of the word. One that will work with a rabbi, one that will work with the staff, and one that is going to be willing to help in whatever help is desired and needed at that particular time. You know, in Hebrew, there's a word, it's called Adam haaretz, which translates as a man of the earth. In Yiddish, it's called a mensch, and that's what we're looking for. So, also a good voice, by the way, a good voice. So, questions, yes? I'm sorry, I'm old, I can't hear.
Search man or woman are you looking at? Either one?
We are looking anyone that will fill the bill, okay? And let me tell you one thing. We will not hire somebody just to hire a body. We will hire someone that meets all of our prerequisites. Any other questions? Yes?
Can you fill everybody in on the timeline?
The timeline, we, as I said, are working very, very diligently on that. We've had 2 very successful meetings of the search committee. We are filling out all the questionnaires, the job applications. I hope to get it in the mail on Monday, and I would assume that within a week, is that correct, Rabbi? We should have some applications coming, and I will keep everyone informed, I promise you. And anytime, my phone number is there. You will all have it. Pick up the phone and call if there are any questions.
Are we looking for an ordained cantor or a cantorial soloist?
We are looking for an ordained cantor. Cantor Katie is an ordained cantor, and we found a lot of wonderful things that an ordained cantor can bring to our congregation as opposed to a cantorial soloist. I think at this point, after 50 years, 60, 70 years, we deserve an ordained cantor. I feel very strongly about that. Any other questions? Yes?
When would the new person start?
When will they start?
Yeah, because it gives a sense of the timeline.
Right. Well, the timeline, I understand that Cantor Katie is going to be with us until May. Is that correct? And if we hire someone right away, I'm assuming if they're a new cantor, fresh out of school, that they're going to have to wait until their school year is over and they start working. Otherwise, if we find someone, is there a reason why we can't move forward? That's something we need to think about and talk about.
Yeah,
Denise.
as it stands now, I faded the question a little bit, but the July 1st is the typical start, and June 30th is the typical finish for the ACC, cycle of.
Right.
But again, like you said, we have to ask ourselves questions and be flexible as well.
Yes.
Are there, how many bar and bat mitzvahs?
Can't hear.
How many bar and bat mitzvahs are from January to June?
I don't know. Does anyone, Rabbi, do you have any idea how many?
This year?
Yes. No, in 22. 22.
Sorry, it's the upcoming.
Right.
I believe off the top of my head it's 1. We had 1 postponement, and we had, I would say, I think it's 1 off the top of my head.
One from January to June.
Yes.
So now I have a question. Why are you asking that?
I'm asking this because in business, and this is a business,
Absolutely.
when somebody says to me, they're leaving, and their reason is so-and-so, and I say, fine, but I'd like to stay until May. I'd say, you see the door?
I get it.
I can feel that.
Help?
There you go.
The way the cantorial contracts are written is that either party has a notice period, and it's a 9-month notice period based on how the ACC does their search. And while we're all disappointed that Cantor Orangel asked to be released from the contract, we did it on friendly terms, and we feel that the time that she's still with us, she brings value. Our congregation loves to sing. We've all heard Rabbi Lobel, not a singer. So I totally understand, Marilyn, what you're saying, but we felt that the benefit to have her continue with us outweighed the congregation without Cantor for 6 to 8 months. Well, we agreed to do that. It's typical in a situation when there's a change of clergy to give them a few weeks to do that transition, because the contract ends on June 30th and the new contract starts July 1st. So it's not, I don't know all the technical piece, but I believe it's going to be some of her vacation time that she's not going to be taking during the time that she's still with us.
She's got 3 weeks vacation coming to her.
So the 3 weeks of vacation time that will be that she'll use during June. And again, we all know June, things start to wind down a little bit for the summer, and we could get by for a couple weeks without a cantor.
So even though she's leaving, the vacation is one that's going to be given to her, is that correct?
Well, vacation is earned as part of the contract, and everything is in the contract. It's a well-written agreement. We're upholding our end, she's upholding our end, and with any time an employee leaves a company, you like to end on good terms. And I feel that we are accomplishing that, and to the benefit of the congregation.
Thank you for educating us. I had no idea. Thank you. Yes, Barbara.
We mentioned it, we're the bench that takes care of things in the right way. As far as respecting her and she's respecting.
You know what? I'm really hard of hearing, I think. I can't hear you.
It's just a matter of we're being mentioned, we're just being good people, and we're honoring what she's asking, even though it isn't good for us, we're honoring her, we're being mentioned about it. Because if she's unhappy, what's the point?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I think we were all kind of wondering, where do we stand from the legal point of view in this whole situation where a contract is not finished? Any other questions? So wish us luck.
And I need to say that the Cantorial Search is arduous. It's time-consuming, but it's also very rewarding. And Tony and Ray, thank you so, so much for being willing to chair this. And it's a learning experience. You will learn as you go along. George and I chaired it last time, and we met a lot of really nice people. And when you start doing the interviews, we will learn more and more what we like and what we don't like. And I'm really looking forward to it. I would like to ask Stephanie Van Zandt to step forward and give us a reopening status. Stephanie is an MD, and she is our medical advisor.
So as you can see, we're here. Some of us are wearing masks and some of us are not wearing masks. You can do the microphone a little more. Get closer. So as you can see, some of us are wearing masks and some of us are not wearing masks. And that's a choice that we all make. You know, basically in Florida, there hasn't been a mask mandate for a while. It's been up to the businesses. Being in the thick of it as part of Baycare and the health system administration, I've been advising what basically has been done in Baycare is what we follow in Temple. And that's one of the reasons why we didn't have high holidays physically present in our temple, is because of the huge amount of patients that were in the hospital, and that's just reflective of what's going on in the community. So now the numbers are way down. Vaccination rates are going way up, and we certainly are going to ask people, they've already been returning to Temple, but to continue to return to Temple. If you are vaccinated and you feel comfortable not wearing a mask, then you don't need to wear it. You need to be fully vaccinated, and the last vaccine has to be 2 weeks from that last second shot. There's going to be several of the constituents of the temple that are going to want to have 3. They would want to have their booster because they have, they're over a certain age or they have certain health issues. So that booster, has to be 6 months after your second shot. So we just would ask that if you're fully vaccinated and you feel comfortable and you want to come in without your mask, that's fine. If you decide you want to wear your mask, whether you're vaccinated, if you're vaccinated, you can wear the mask. But if you're not vaccinated, then we ask you to wear a mask. But what else would you like to know? You're gonna have to pull, we can't hear you.
I have 3 vaccinations. What amount of people are you seeing coming to the hospital with COVID after they've been vaccinated?
So in the thick of things, when it was really terrible, you all didn't know how terrible this last surge was. It was the worst for this area. So last year in June and July, there was about 1,200 patients, there were 700 patients in the health system amongst the 11 acute care hospitals. And they were mainly older patients, but this past surge, there were 1,200 patients, and the majority of them were in an age group like, below 65. When you looked at who had received the vaccination, 20% of the patients that were in the hospital had been fully vaccinated, but they compromised a certain age group above 80, as well as people that had a lot of comorbidities, especially morbidly obese people. So those were the ones that had been fully vaccinated, that they needed a booster, but as you remember, the boosters were just, it was kind of like this crossover. So I feel now that people are getting able to be boosted, then we're going to see this. It's all going on together. And this is what my husband, Dr. Schaefer, he does infectious disease for a living, and so he advises me, but I also get a lot of my advice from what's happening in the health system. And he was the one that predicted that we were going to see these terrible weeks that all corresponded to, of course, the high holidays with the surge, but that it was going to come dramatically down as people got scared and got vaccinated, and that the majority of the people that were going to the hospital at that time were unvaccinated. So as once they got it, then they become immune, and so we're building up that herd immunity. Right, and we don't see a new variant yet, but unfortunately, there's in Europe, there's the epicenter is happening. They're getting their surges there again. And there's a Delta Plus variant, but we haven't seen it break through in the United States, and that we're hoping that the because we have better vaccination rates.
But there's been a surge out west and in the Midwest as well.
What?
Sorry. There's been a surge out west and in the Midwest.
Yeah, yeah, but that's left over from the last surge. That's
now.
yeah. No, I know, but I'm saying that's still part of this last surge.
Okay.
Right. That for certain areas, it's just like how the pandemic, when it rolled out, it was terrible in New York, terrible on the West Coast, and then we came several months later. We didn't see our surge until like June, July, and August, when they were dealing with this in March, April.
And
right?
the snowbirds will bring it to us.
What?
The snowbirds will bring it to us.
Yeah. Well, if they come from out west, yes. So they're starting to see their numbers decline out west in Idaho.
So what do you think about the upcoming holiday and snowbird season? Are they going to bring it here? Is there going to be a surge because of the travelers?
I don't anticipate that. New York has been very, where we see a lot of our snowbirds are from the Northeast, and, they're actually much stricter than we are down here. People love coming down here because they can actually not have to wear a mask. They're still wearing masks in a lot of places up north.
So Stephanie, you're saying that wear a mask if you want to.
Yeah.
Wear a mask.
Yeah, I think we're going to put the signs, if they're not already up, that say if you want to wear a mask, you're more than entitled to wear a mask.
If you're vaccinated.
Yeah. If you're vaccinated, if you're unvaccinated, we are definitely requesting that you wear a mask. I mean, that's an honor system. We're not going to sit here and check everybody.
I can be Aaron Rodgers and tell you I
Yeah, and now the kids are getting, vaccinated, so that's awesome. I'm so happy to see that happening. I'm sure a lot of parents are too, because it's created a lot of issues. I still think when we start talking about much larger groups, we still have to opt if we're gonna wear a mask. If, let's say, we're 100 people, it's hard to say about that. We haven't decided about that. But I'm hoping by next High Holy Days that we're not in the same fix. Yes?
Would you encourage our congregation to start coming back to the sanctuary?
Well, of course, I want everybody to come back to the sanctuary. We've been asking for a long time, and it was with sad regret, because at that time, we kept on telling everybody, trust the vaccine, trust the vaccine. But then we started seeing this huge surge that corresponded with the High Holy Days, and we couldn't wrap our head around it, and we said, we're actually much worse than we were last year when we decided not to come in person for High Holy Days. So that's why we just had to acquiesce, even though we knew the majority of the congregation was vaccinated, but they hadn't been boosted yet. So, and unfortunately, we have a lot of, constituents that are at higher risk. So we want those people to be boosted. And the most awesome thing now is that the kids can get vaccinated. So it's all good, all looking bright, and we want people to come back because there's something special about being here in person.
Thank you so much, Stephanie. I would like to ask Magical Sharon to come forward and give us a little update on the magic of TBI.
Yes. I have a very big love affair with a microphone, so I could be up here for a while. We are very excited to welcome our congregation back to our temple in a very grand fashion with the Magic of TBI event that we are hosting. That will be here with or without Mass, your choice. It's December 5th, Sunday evening, and we're thrilled with this event. We brought this back because we believe in the magic of TBI. We want our congregation to come to something that is across the board entertaining. And in lieu of our casino night, which seems to appeal to a certain particular clientele, those of us who like to gamble, but we thought it would be more important to have this appeal to young, old, in between, and really everyone. So with that in mind, we have sent out our emails. We have sent out an invitation. We are asking you to make this a priority, as we will have amazing food from our brotherhood. The tickets are online to purchase. Let me back up. Besides the amazing food, of course, we are going to have a silent auction, a live auction. We have the magical Jason Albert coming in to be our MC. So it is everything you would expect from a production at our temple, and we are looking forward to it. We will have outside seating for those who want to eat their food still in an area, an environment where they'll feel more comfortable. We'll have inside seating. We have a buffet line that will have some of our masked youth serving, so we will not cross-contaminate with utensils, which was a question I was texted about yesterday, so let me answer that. And then above all, we will have a magic show. We are thrilled that this gentleman is coming here. He has been on television. His name is Nathan. He has a video link that we sent out today that if you want a little taste of, you will be able to see. And that will be held in the sanctuary with the blessing of our rabbi and our co-presidents. So we will be able to space out. We will take 150 people in person, and then we will have the ability to live stream as well. And for those of you who are going to stay home but want to participate in the auctions, we will have a personal shopper who will work with you via text so that you won't be missing out on that event as well. And we're thrilled, and nothing would thrill me more than for you to be a sponsor. Barbara Bloom just texted me before I stepped up here, so a shout out for Barbara and all of her work, but more importantly, just attend. We want you. We want you in this sanctuary. We want you in that social hall. We want you eating and laughing and enjoying. And if not, we want you at home, laughing and eating whatever you've made at home and enjoying. So that's our Magic of TBI event.
Would you
Denise?
talk about the toy drive?
Oh, I'm so sorry. So because this is, we like to do things that benefit beyond our four walls, we are thrilled to be asking you to bring a toy to the toy drive. This is a personal appeal from our rabbi. This is a very worthwhile cause. It's an unwrapped gift. It is the last night of Hanukkah on December 5th, but we are spreading the love. It will not only go to children celebrating Hanukkah, it will also go to children who are celebrating Christmas. And more importantly than the good food we're be serving, it's a mitzvah. So please show up. If you're not coming, drop off a toy anyway. We want that at the front door. There'll be a box, there'll be a cart, there'll be many ways to put that toy in our hand. And we definitely would like you to remember that. It's almost as important as the canned food drive that we have at the Shout Out for Food Fest February.
Do toys benefit the Guardian Ad Litem program?
Well, yes, Nina, it does. Thank you for mentioning that as well. Another person in our congregation who that is a near and dear to Denise.
Say it to the camera.
Where is the camera? Hi. Very important, toy drive. Guardian Ad Litem. Okay, and now another event to look forward to that's not on your agenda, but Matt Sperber has asked me to mention the poker tournament. To those of you who are missing the casino night, you have a chance to gamble at our upcoming poker tournament, which will be January 29th. And so mark that on your calendars as well. And also know that the Brotherhood will be sponsoring 2 events where if you're not good at Texas Hold'em, you can come in and learn Texas Hold'em, and we'll make you good at that game. So we have that email will come out shortly as well, and I thank you and hope to see you all at either of those events, if not both. Should I say there's a Food Fest drive-through in February too? Maybe not.
Did you mention the wonderful Rummage Sale event as well?
No, that wasn't on my agenda, Barbara. There is a wonderful rummage sale that we are also having, whose dates are not on my notes, so Barbara will now tell me the dates.
December 9th, 10th, and 12th.
December 9th, 10th, and 12th, we will be having a wonderful rummage sale. Please drop anything that you feel that we could sell, not your schlocky stuff, please. They're going through the schlocky stuff and donating that somewhere else, but good quality items.
No more clothes, no electronics.
Did you want to come up, Barbara? Okay. No more clothes, no more electronics. We also will have a preview in the lobby the night of the Magic of TBI, so that if anybody wants to purchase in advance a little ahead of time, our lovely team will make that available to you as well.
Any more questions for Sharon? No? Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to have a general question and answer, and Nina has the microphone, and she will come to you with any questions you have about any of this. Sorry, you guys at home, I know you can't put anything in a chat box when it's being streamed.
Anybody? As my hand meets yours. You answered them all.
Thank you so much for tuning in, if you did, and thank you everybody here for being here tonight. Rabbi, thank you so much for your words. Thank you, Pete.